Thank you, Travis. Good evening, viewers, and welcome to tonight's regional news. We begin with news from Haiti. Haitian gang members raped women and girls and burned people alive during 2 weeks of turf wars near the capital of Port-au-Prince, a Haitian rights group said in a report detailing the bloody conflict. Battles between the rival TIMEKA and 400 Mawozo gangs left 148 people dead, the National Human Rights Defense Network said. A massacre of incredible cruelty was perpetrated, reads the report released on Tuesday, which says government authorities failed to control the violence. At the highest level of the state, there was no reaction. The TIMEKA gang killed 7 of its own members who wanted to halt the confrontation with 400 Mawozo, the report said. The rest were civilians accused of collaborating with rivals or people who have spoken out against gang abuses, the Human Rights Group found. In the Port-au-Prince neighborhoods, gangs killed 47 people, burning 17 of their corpses and burying 30 in mass graves, according to the report. In addition, people were burned in the streets with tires, the report said. A spokesman from the government of Prime Minister Ariel Henry did not immediately respond to a request for a comment. Haiti's gangs have grown in strength since the assassination last year of President Jovenel Moise and have become de facto authorities in significant portions of the country. We now turn our attention to news from Dominica. The Waterfront and Allied Employees Union is looking on Dominica authorities to observe the instance set by St. Lucia, which has entered into a settlement with non-management staff of the cash-strapped regional airline LIAT, who had been terminated by the closure of the corporate in 2020 to settle long-standing termination funds to them. In the beginning, that may be a very highly effective assertion from the federal government of St. Lucia, one which I hope the shareholder government can observe as a result of they don't seem to be part of the shareholders, however, but they felt the compassion and empathy of the employees to provoke that factor, mentioned the union president Donald Rowe. Final month, St. Lucia's Prime Minister Philippe Pierre delivering his first price range assertion mentioned the federal government can also be in discussions with the previous administration workers, together with pilots to reach a suitable settlement. Earlier this 12 months, Prime Minister Gaston Brung appealed to Caribbean commerce unions to rethink their positions concerning the most recent provide made to laid off employees of the airline. The Antigua and Barbuda authorities mentioned it would be offering $2 million to fulfill partial satisfaction of the money element for the compassionate payout to former native staff of the regional airline LIAT. An announcement issued by the workplace of the Prime Minister mentioned that the funds are being made accessible to LIAT, appointed receiver for distribution to resident former LIAT employees. And finally, internationally, former Secretary of Defense Mark Esper said he prevented dangerous things from happening during the time President Donald Trump was in office, including military intervention in Venezuela and a blockade of Cuba. At various times, certainly during last year of the administration, folks in the White House were proposing to take military action against Venezuela to strike Iran. Esper said in an interview he did not provide more details about who proposed such ideas, but said such suggestions would come up every few weeks and we had to swat them down.
Last year of the Trump administration, and to tell the story about things we prevented, really bad things, dangerous things that could have taken the country in a dark direction.
What kind of terrible things did you prevent?
At various times, during certainly the last year of the administration, you have folks in the White House who are proposing to take military action against Venezuela, to strike Iran. At one point, somebody proposed we blockade Cuba.
Asked to clarify who else helped in diffusing such proposals, he said he had good support from General Mark Milley, the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff. In 2019, the Trump administration supported a bid by the head of Venezuela's National Assembly, Juan Guaido, to force strongman Nicolas Maduro to leave the country. Maduro had secured his re-election a year earlier in a process seen as rigged. The administration recognized Guaido as the nation's legitimate leader and imposed sanctions as part of the so-called maximum pressure campaign. The crackdown included sanctions against Cuba for its role in supporting Maduro. On April 30, Trump threatened Cuba with a full and complete embargo together with highest-level sanctions if Cuban government did not immediately cease military and other operations for the purpose of causing death and destruction to the Constitution of Venezuela. That has brought us to the end of tonight's regional news. Thank you for watching, and back to you, Travis.